Well-Fit Review proudly sponsors Cagefighter.
Stringfellows, proud sponsor of Cagefighter.
Welcome to Cagefighter, and if you were thinking, do you know what, I'd love to see some MMA action, you're in the right place, because not only have we got that and a guest, Dave O'Donnell is here. Dave, how are you?
Thank you, OJ. Welcome. I love you, but you know what? More than I love you, I love Dyson Roberts. Dyson,
I love
well
you too,
done.
Dave.
And we met Dyson how long ago, OJ?
It was a couple of years now. We did a show. It was a reality TV show, and you came through it. You got to the final, didn't win it, but I think that came down to the fact the guy you fought was a little bit heavier.
Just a bit, 10 kg, but he was a good fighter. Nothing can't take that away from him. 10 kg, if it was my weight, could have gone different. I'd like to think so, but
with that little bit of experience, Dyson proved that you were going to go all the way. And today, I think you're still. There's about 3 of you still fighting, and this is one of them, mate. Still fighting today, and you've been fantastic all the way through.
Thanks. Well, I'm doing something I enjoy doing.
I think what was interesting as well, I mean, Dyson, we met you when we first did the auditions, you came down, and it was obvious from the first moment that we knew Dyson was going to go a long way, didn't we? We didn't know he was going to get to the final, but you were a fantastic fighter. When you came down, had you had much training before that?
Well, not really, not in MMA. I just focused on karate before I'd done that, and then after I realised how much I enjoyed it, I started taking it seriously, and then haven't looked back.
He was a quick learner. That's every time he come to a gym, he learned, he listened to the trainers, he done everything 100%, and that's what it is with a fighter. If they're doing 80%, 70%, you look at them and think they're not pushing themselves. He pushed himself all the time 100%, and that's what makes a true fighter.
And now you look at karate as well. There's a lot of karate fighters coming through and getting to the top of the game, haven't you? I mean, obviously you've got Edgerton Lua, you've got Dyson, you've got Machida as well. I mean, these are all karate guys that seem to be showing, because karate almost got forgotten about, didn't it? It was all about jiu-jitsu and wrestling.
It's got a good base. I mean, I think every martial art, if you're good at that martial art, it's got a good base. Taekwondo, karate, jiu-jitsu, judo. If they've got a good base, like boxing, you've got a big step of the way, and I think that's what
mental strength is what does it with karate as well. If it goes I do, makes you fight.
Do you do all the hardening and the beating and the?
Well, with sparring, there's no pads, no shin pads. It's just straight on, and spirit and heart is one of the most important things that we look at.
Why are you talking through your nose, Dice?
Because my nose is broke, Dave. Can't you tell?
I thought I just slipped that.
Another training accident. What's happened to your little finger? More importantly,
I didn't realise that happened until I got home, and my finger was sort of like, been through the walls. Bit my tongue as well, so I'm having a hard time.
I've got to say to you guys indoors, please do not try this indoors, because these poor guys here, they might go through it, don't they? Every sparring session you come out, you got this, you got that, and you're walking home.
You get out what you put in those, don't you?
I mean, how hard do you train then? I mean, because that's one of the problems. If you've got a fight coming up, if you train too hard, you could end up getting injured a week before.
Oh, well, that's the risk you've got to take. When you don't train hard enough, you feel guilty. If you're not there training, if you come out not feeling tired, you don't feel like you put the work in. You come out feel like you've been hit a couple of times, you feel good, you feel like you're on your way to getting somewhere. So
if you get in the car like this at the way of the session, holding it and go, oh, I've made it home, then you know you've had a good session. But without further ado, let's have a look at Dyson Roberts in peak physical condition against Brett Bassett.
I'm Dyson Roberts, I'm 28 from West London. Train at DKK and Team Titan.
My name's Brett Bassett, I'm 23 years old, I'm from Erith and I'm fighting at London Valhalla.
Brett, you've got a good record, but I'm going to ruin that tonight.
Dyson, you're a big strong guy, training with a good team and a lot of good fighters. But sorry mate, tonight it's just not going to be enough.
Brett Bassett, you can talk the talk, but tonight we'll see if you can walk the walk in the cage.
Bassett with a modified butterfly, looking for a possible sweep or a leg attempt here.
Looks to go to
switched over for a knee bar, possible heel hook. Transition, Dyson gets in a nice clean shot there. He has to be careful here. Now Dyson is trying to relieve the pressure by pushing off, trying to get that knee past the hips. Now, he's been warned because you can't punch intentionally to the back or to the spine. Dyson's showing a little bit of pain or discomfort here. Bassett just needs to sink his hips lower to get his knee right in his hips to really extend and to make that submission attempt work for him.
Well, you can see the grimace on Roberts' face. as Bassett attempts to totally square that off.
Now Bassett has some options here. If he can't get the knee bar, he can slide over into a heel hook, or he could possibly even transition into a toe hold.
At the moment, Bassett working intently on that knee bar. Roberts in trouble.
He's got the knee out.
Gets the knee free.
Dyson takes the back of Bassett.
Roberts looking to fire one after the other.
Now it looks like Dyson is kind of standing gingerly on that left knee, so even if it didn't tap him out, it looks like it did some wear and tear, maybe possible damage to that left leg. Nice strikes by Dyson.
Both guys trade
Barrett
hands.
looks like he's rocked.
Bassett in trouble as he gets caught with a left. Dyson Roberts launching some real heavy shots, followed by a knee. Dyson Roberts again, a kick. Good combinations from Dyson Roberts as Brett Bassett sinks to his knees and taps. It's over. Dyson Roberts with a brutal assault on Brett Bassett takes this one. And here's where the trading started. Dyson Roberts just opened up, left and right hands, threw a couple of knees in and the odd kick.
Dyson showing that killer instinct. He had him hurt, followed up, gave him no room to breathe. And it resulted, again, in a tap out due to strikes. Dyson just swarming with the punches. Now, here's the takedown attempt, but it's hard to take somebody down as you're getting pummeled in the face.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes 59 seconds of the first round, we have a winner due to tap out from ground and pound, Dyson Roberts.
Look, Dave, I'm not sleeping with you, all right? Get off, get off, get off. Tap, tap, tap. I do have to say about that knee bar I had you in. That looked tight.
It was on, it was tight, but the fight had just begun. There was no way I was going to tap out so soon. He had me in the guillotine just before that, and I thought it was getting from bad to worse, but I knew that if I could just be persistent, I had my corners saying, don't tap, don't tap. You know what I mean? So
but they weren't in there, were they?
they weren't in there, you're right, they weren't in there, but I didn't want to tap.
Yeah. The thing with Dyson, as you say, OJ, you've got a massive heart. You never want to give up. It don't matter. And you always take, he's on the front of me going, give me a bigger name, give me a bigger fight. He never wants to take little steps. Yeah. You want to take huge bounds, don't you?
Well, just part of, I want to progress. I want to do something.
Do you want to be a champion?
I would love to be a champion. I reckon I will be one day, but time will tell.
How old are you, Dyson, anyway?
28 now. So
28?
You look 31. Dave, no, Dave's only 29, did you know?
Yeah, I know.
Stone.
He's in my class at school.
Was he? Yeah. One thing, though, I mean, you stood him back up. The crowd always loves it. When you two fighters stand back up, whether you're watching at home or you're at a live event, you just go, come on, that's what people love to see. Does it ever influence you, knowing that the crowd's going to go mad, to back off, you know, not jump back in, back off and say, come on, stand up, let's have it?
Well, they're not in there with you, so I'm not really thinking what they want. I'm an exciting fighter. I don't rest. I don't just sit on someone and just wait till they gas out. I'm always trying to keep the pace up, trying to make it more exciting. It's a good fight to watch. But in that, when I told him to stand up then, he says, I knew he was tired. He's a great fighter. I'm not going to give him any chance to try and get his breath back or whatever. So I just thought, get up.
It was the beginning of the end. When Dyson started landing into him, there was only one way it was going.
I saw he was in trouble, but when he was on the floor, then he didn't want to get back up.
So, Dave, what's it like as a promoter when you see someone just laying and praying on top of someone like the Koscheck and Daly fight? I mean, Daly did what he did afterwards through frustration. Awful fight. 3 rounds. 3 rounds of just being sat there, someone just lying on, just doing enough so they don't get stood up. That's got to be bad for you.
Listen, it's not just winners we bring back. If they win, lose or draw, people like Dyson, no matter what he does, that guy's going to be back on the card because he's an exciting fighter. And that's what the British like. It's not just the winners they want to see. They want to see exciting fights. And if you want to see Dyson fight next, UCMMA.com is where it's at. But OJ, next is Gym of the Week. And Mark Carlin, my new stunt double, is going to take us there. This is Andy Roberts Academy.
Hello and welcome, MMA fans. This is your next thrilling instalment of Gym of the Week. I'm here at the Andy Roberts Academy of BJJ. This guy trained under Roger Gracie. He's going to give me a one-to-one and he's got a few tricks up his sleeve. Let's see if I can tap him out. Stranger things have happened. I'm here with Andy Roberts. Now, I'm going to ask Andy a few questions. Andy, How are you, mate?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm good. So, how long have you been training and had this beautiful school?
I've been training since I was 8, so 21 years. BJJ for the last 10, and I have my school, this new one, just over a couple of months, but we've been teaching for about 3 years so far properly.
So, Andy, I've heard you're the British champion of BJJ. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, it was happened in March. It was a great tournament. Beat the first guy 40 seconds with a knee bar. Second guy went the distance but beat him on points, but he's a really good world-class competitor as well, so I'm really pleased with that result.
Oh, that's good. How do you think BJJ stands within MMA across the world?
I think BJJ still has a huge part to play in MMA. You can't win a fight without knowing either how to defend it or how to attack with it. All sort of the UFC champs, most of them train BJJ. I think 90% of them are actually black belts. So BJJ is one of the most important aspects of MMA.
Can you give me a show around the gym, mate?
Certainly. In the back corner, we have the ladies' change rooms and weights room. Men's change room here, and the rest of the area, 90% matted area for where all the hard work takes place.
And just over here is Ultimate Challenge favourite, Nick the Headhunter Chapman. Hello, mate. How you doing? Well, this is Mark Carling.
Gym of the week.
I mean, he's bang on there, isn't he? You need jiu-jitsu. I mean, the Gracie family proved it right at the beginning of what is the modern MMA. They proved it. If you haven't got jiu-jitsu...
You haven't got nothing. So, let's ask about your jiu-jitsu. How are you doing with your side?
Well, my jiu-jitsu sound, even though I got submitted my last fight...
No, but do you know what? I mean, you watch that fight again and again. It wasn't your lack of jiu-jitsu, it was your gas.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened to you. I think
that's all it was.
Yeah.
It was
the moment, the hype.
It was the anger. I didn't hear my corner first fight. I've never listened to my corner. I was going to do my own thing. There was a time when I could have taken his back, but instead I stood up to try and knee him just to inflict a bit more pain. It's not the way of a fight. Do
you know what it is? I think you got too engrossed in the moment. You and Jermaine got too much anger, and you can't take anger into a fight.
Especially when you fight someone like Jermaine, because if you see the fight, he was calm, collected the whole fight, and there's me raging.
He just got your number, mate,
yeah,
didn't he?
he marked my card. And
just tell me one thing. Tell the viewers, do you want a rematch?
That's all I want is a rematch.
Beg for the rematch.
Give me the rematch.
On your knees for the rematch.
I'm a better fighter than that. The fight wasn't one way. He seems to think it was a one-sided fight for some reason. He goes, you didn't even hit me once. Bit deluded, but do you know what? He won the fight. I ain't taking that. I ain't going to take it from him. But if he's a gent, he'll give me the fight back. A lot of people would want to see the fight, I believe, but...
So if you want to see Dyson fight Jermaine again, make sure you let us know. You can do that through the website. Right then, after the break, we'll be talking more to Dyson. We'll do a little bit of Grant's View. We'll have some more fighting as well. We'll see you back here on Cagefighter.
Stringfellows, proud sponsor of Cagefighter.
Well-Fit Review proudly sponsors Cagefighter.
Welcome back to Cagefighter, and I'm with my old two mates, OJ and Dyson. But there's one man we're missing, OJ.
Indeed, that man is Grant Waterman. And you know what? At this time of the show, we normally get his view on someone. So I think it's high time we got Grant's view on Dyson Roberts.
Dyson Roberts. Dyson is a fantastic character, and he's been involved in some really great fights. He was a finalist in Fighting Hurts and had an absolute war against Jermaine Facey. He also really knows what the fight fans want to see, and you know that every time Dyson steps in the cage, there's going to be fireworks. Dyson is unorthodox, and although he's very entertaining to watch, I'd like to see him tidy things up a bit. He's losing power with poor body mechanics when he strikes, and on the ground, he can get reversed quite easily. If he addresses these points, I think he's going to improve no end. He really hasn't tapped into his true potential yet, so for that reason, I'm giving Dyson 6 out of 10.
Well, Grant, I respect your opinion, but you ain't seen the best of me yet. Got so much more to give, and I'm going to show you.
He's only a young lad, isn't he? He's only a young boy.
It's the way to do it. You know, before the break, we were talking about people only having one aspect of the game and having no jiu-jitsu. Did you see in the UFC recently, you had a boxer fighting? What did you think of that? I mean, I thought that was an awful fight.
That was terrible, yeah. Randy Couture just knew he just knew exactly what to do. Ankle pick him down.
Straight
the
down.
party was over.
It was the wrong boxer to choose.
Yeah,
it was a washed-up fighter. Yeah. Let's be really honest about this. If you're going to get a boxer to come in, what do you think of the boxing scene at the moment, especially Dyson, you? Do you actually watch boxing anymore?
I do. The big part, MMA is just
It's blowing up, isn't it?
I've got so much love for the sport. We've got so much more to offer. There's so much more technique to it. Some people don't appreciate it. Some boxers still tarnish it with a bad name, say it's brutal. It's not, it's just very technical. People don't like what they don't understand, and MMA's taken over. And maybe I'm biased, but that's in my opinion.
Not at all. Boxing now, prize fighter, has just done what? It's done exactly the same what MMA was doing 15, 20 years ago. A tournament, 3 fights in a night, which you've got to love. And I'm starting to watch that because I like that. I like the way they're building up to 2 champs right at the end of the night fighting. I like the way
you don't have 12 rounds of boring.
There you go.
Which does not happen in MMA. And one thing as well, obviously you get boxing purists who hate MMA. Do you have any karate purists that you've met, maybe tutors or masters, that people have gone, what are you doing MMA for? You should just stay in karate.
Not really. I think some people may have their opinions, but within the karate, it seems to be kept to themselves. I think they do appreciate the combat, 2 men going at it. Sort of, it's not no holds barred, but there's a lot to offer. And karate, they cover every aspect of the MMA game anyway. But so, no, it's not like it's not.
I was going to say, in every school, in every line of martial arts, there'll always be one old bloke going, no, that's barbaric. No, and if he's the top boy, he's not letting other people see what's. It's like a box of tricks. Once they start seeing a box of tricks, you go like that. Wow, MMA's the new sport. And everybody who seems to look at MMA, they know it's a new sport. They know it's fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's take another look at one of Dyson's fights. This is round 2 of Dyson Roberts taking on Michael Brown.
My name's Michael Brown. I'm out of Charlton. I'm fighting out of Elite. I've took this fight short notice, a week. I love fighting. I've come to give you a tear up.
Michael, I know you ain't been beaten, but I've heard you're hungry tonight, which is good because you're going to get your first taste of defeat.
Well, Dyson, I've heard you're a bit picky over your opponents. Well, you've definitely picked the wrong person tonight, mate.
To be honest, Rob, if you look at this, when it's on the ground, I think it did overall just favour Dyson in the first round. That's just my opinion. But I felt he was probably...
Yeah, I think so. Let's be honest, I'll give it all.
That's right, and Michael Brown, very, very resilient. But again, Dyson looking for that ground and pound.
That's right, edges his way into mount position. Good work by Dyson Roberts, this time a little bit more comfortable picking his shots.
Heavy hammer fist coming down.
Again, good shots, find a home. Dyson Roberts, heavy hands.
Desperate moments for Michael Brown here. Grant Waterman looking on very closely. Dyson relentless here early in the second.
Big shots landing. Grant Waterman looking on closely. Michael almost in trouble.
He's trapped that one arm now. Fell off then when he had the arm trapped.
Michael Brown trying to move it out of almost desperation, just trying to get himself away from the shots, trying to avoid the punches. And Grant Waterman calls it. It's a Dyson Roberts victory through ground and pound. And look how much that means to him, Malcolm. What a fight.
Robbie Sarah is stalling that second. It was from a kick from Michael Brown that set up the problems for himself. And once Dyson got into that position, he went for broke.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes, 7 seconds of the second round, we have a winner. Due to referee stoppage from ground and pound, Dyson Roberts!
Wow, do you know what? Michael Brown reminds me of you. Never wants to give up. No matter how hard you hit him, he just looks at you and goes, hit me harder.
Well,
is that right?
The guy's tough. He is tough. Because I hit him, you can see in the fight, it's, you know when you feel, you're feeling the punches hit home. But he's just going, he's just hitting you back, which I total respect.
Yeah.
Bit frustrating, but...
It just reminds me of you, exactly the same. That you're hitting them hard, you're thinking, yeah, I'll finish the fight. He looks up and goes, a little smile comes up. You think, what have I got to do to finish the fight?
Yeah, well,
the referee's there to stop the fight, which is great.
Grant stopped it, did need to get stopped, but he was fighting back. The fight, it could have got stopped sooner, I reckon. But
there's no money for overtime.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every moment of it. He just needs to work on his kicks because it was from the kick where he went down.
I know.
But
a couple of times Mike's done that.
Yeah.
Thrown a kick, slipped over, next minute, as I say, you don't wait. You're like a cheater. Bang, you're on them.
That's what you've got to do.
Boom.
Although sometimes, I must admit, you've seen people get knocked down And I've been stood next to you outside the cage. You've gone, no, don't jump straight in, because you'll knock them down, jump straight in and get caught in guard. Straight every time. But let's talk about people getting hit very hard again now, and let's go to knockout of the week. Now, obviously we mentioned before that your first introduction to the MMA game was through Fighting Hurts, and somebody else on that was Chris Harmon. Now, Chris Harmon was a lethal boxer, wasn't he, Dave?
Absolutely. He had so much power in both of his hands. It was unbelievable. But Dyson, his first fight with him, guillotined him nice and quickly, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, that was always my game plan, was to obviously take him down, because you see in his hands, he got another 6 key on me. He was fast with his hands, he was powerful, but when I went in, threw a couple punches first just to put him off, took him down and choked him out. I said I was going to do it, and I've done it. But he's always
Chris has been fantastic. He's always supported you all the way through.
Always, you know, I've got a lot of time.
So without further ado, Chris Harmon, if you're watching this is your KO of the week.
So they've had a torrid first round. Lots of action. The great thing, Rob, is it's been upright, it's been to the ground. Salmon had 2 submission attempts, and the left hand suddenly, from out of nowhere from Harmon in this, the second.
Harmon ends it. Wow, unbelievable. Beautiful left hook. Catches his opponent, he follows him down. The right hand, explosive. What a way to finish.
Jackhammer finish there.
That is what you call knockout power. And I mean, the thing was, though, Chris Harmon was losing that fight.
Mate, but it's to say, MMA gloves, one punch, party's over.
Once again, that's what they got over boxing. If you're a boxer watching this, I don't mean that. I think that's time for us to say goodbye to Dyson. Dyson, it's been amazing to see you. Good luck with that next fight. Hopefully, it'll be a rematch with Jermaine Facey.
You never, ever know. But Dyson, anybody you like to thank? Because you've got a lot of people that help you train.
Just my teammates, just people at DKK and Team Titan. I can't thank anyone, can't ask for more from them.
Because without your trainers, you are nothing, are you, my son?
That's right.
Dyson, we'll see you next time. But unfortunately, I have to take my old mate OJ. I think we're teaching the knee bar today.
Yeah.
Take down Jim, teach you the knee bar. Come on, pal,
Enjoy.
we're off.
Here we are back in the gym once again. Now, earlier in the programme, we saw how Dyson Roberts nearly tapped out to a knee bar. Dave's now going to show us the breakdown of exactly how a knee bar affects your opponent.
Thank you very much, Grant. And remember, people, do not try this indoors. Only at a gym where someone with supervision can look over the technique. As you're raining down blows to your opponent, the last thing he's expecting is to swivel round, step over, grab the ankle and fall directly into his path and pull a lovely knee bar. Clasp the hands, push your hips forward until he taps. Excruciating pain upon the knee. So as you switch round, grab the hand and pull in until he taps. Now Grant, normally I would let go when he taps, but I don't like OJ, so I'm going to keep on pulling.
Stop that, he's got the lottery tomorrow, Dave, stop.
We'll see you next time on Cagefighter.
Stringfellows, proud sponsor of Cagefighter.
Well Fit Review proudly sponsors Cagefighter.